I'm Tyler Bronskin with Alexi Casilla, former Major League player for the Minnesota Twins and the Baltimore Orioles, and currently with the York Revolution. Now, Alexi, you actually began your career in the Angels organization before Minnesota traded for you for J.C. Romero. First time getting traded in your professional career, kind of what were you feeling when you heard the news, and did you think maybe Minnesota would give you a good opportunity to get to the major leagues for the first time?
Yeah, it was, I was young, I was immature. I played for like 3 years with the Angels, and knowing that I'm going to, get to know different guys, different players. It was kind of hard at the beginning because, I was feeling like the Angels was my home, but, everything is a process. I get used to it, and I get to know new players, play for a different team, different organization, with different rules, but baseball is the same everywhere.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Now, you're a guy, you've played a lot of games in the major leagues, you've even started in the major leagues. What would you say is the toughest part about playing or even staying in the major leagues? Is it the fact that you know that if you don't perform, there's always a player kind of knocking at the door that kind of wants to take your job, so to speak?
Sadly, just like you say, they have different players every year. They have the draft, different players coming to the different organizations, and it's tough staying in the big leagues. But if you do, if you try to do your job every day, every single day, you're gonna stay longer for sure. But it's tough sometimes.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, Alexei, everyone knows one of your biggest moments is the Game 163 game, which we'll get to. But let's first, can you speak to me about the atmosphere at that game? Because the Metrodome, if you're able to fill up the Metrodome, that has to be one of the loudest ballparks in the Major League. So can you speak on maybe the energy and the passion you felt from the fans that day?
Yeah, that was a good memory, and the funniest part about that game 163 was I didn't start that game, and when I came out to the dugout, I told to one of the backup catcher, his name is Jose Morales, I remember, and I told him like, hey, dude, I got the feeling that I'm going to win this game tonight. I told him this. And he was like, oh, okay, you're not even starting the game, but let's see what happens. So I pinch run for, I don't remember who, I pinch run. It was a line drive, short line drive to left field. I was out at home play, and I stayed in the game. And it was like in the 12th inning, I think it was. We had Fernando Rodney on the mound. And he was tipping his pitches.
Really?
Yeah, I discovered that he was tipping the pitches, and I told Gomez like, hey, when he's gonna throw fastball, he's doing this with the glove. When he's gonna throw the breaking ball, he's doing this. So he said, okay, I got it. So I think he got a base hit. Then he stole second, and then he was tipping his pitches. So I saw the fastball coming, and I took advantage of it. I hit the first fastball I saw. Thanks guy put it in the right spot, and it was the right moment, and Gomez scored, and we won the game.
That's awesome, Alexei. Was the whole team though on like an emotional roller coaster that whole game though, because it was so back and forth? Tigers up early, you guys chip away. They take the lead in the 10th, you guys come back, and then of course you're ahead in the 12th. Was the team kind of like breathing heavy that game?
I mean, that was a fun game to watch. Yeah. Just like you say, like we scored run, they take the game back, they went on top of the game, and it was fun. It was very great game. Yeah.
Now, after Minnesota, you actually played for the Baltimore Orioles a little bit, 2013 and 14. They say the AL East is maybe the toughest division in baseball. You guys were really good, and so were like Toronto, New York, Boston. How'd you like the competition in the AL East and just your time there with Baltimore?
Yeah, it's the American League East they have the Yankees. They have been, very good team for many years. Red Sox, Tampa Bay Rays, they are all good teams, and I mean, being part of the Baltimore Orioles, it was a great experience for me. Like being a competitor team is great. You know, and I had, I learned a lot of things from Walter, who is a great manager. But then they have, great coaching staff. They were like very smart. My experience was that I learned a lot of things about baseball.
Sure. Now, Alexi, you're in your first year with the York Revolution, but actually one of the other teams in this league, the New Britain Bees, you spent time in that city and that ballpark playing a lot of games for the Rockcats. Is that kind of going to be a little neat for you to go back there in a little bit of a different situation now in indie ball?
Yeah, I remember that was in the AA for the Twins. Yep. And, and the funny thing is that their manager for the Bees, he was my manager in AAA in Rochester. Yeah, when I saw him playing for the Bees, it was funny. Like, hey man, I know you. And it's great going back to the Rockcats, to that stadium and play.
Most definitely. Now, with York, what are you hoping to accomplish here with the Revolution? And are you seeing, kind of like you just said, you saw Stan Clyburn with the Bees, are you seeing a lot of guys you played with and against in this league so far?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew a couple guys for different teams. And, sometimes you surprise yourself, like when you see a guy playing here, because, they have a lot of talent. And when you see a guy playing this league, you ask yourself, like, what is he doing here, Yeah. But, we are here to work. And, you're here, but you don't want to be here. Yeah. That's the reality. You're here because you want to get time for affiliate, Okay. So we try our best, so we can get out of here soon. Yeah.
Last few questions for you, Alexi, kind of like rapid type questions. Quickly, you play with Mauer and Morneau in Minnesota. Is that the best 1-2 duo you've played with in your career? Kind of just that 1-2 punch, so to speak.
Oh yeah. Mauer and Morneau, man, they were unbelievable. I remember that year when Morneau was the MVP, Mauer won the batting title, and that was fun to watch. You learn a lot from those guys. I remember one day I asked Joe Mauer, like, hey man, how can you hit the ball for a hit every time you go to the plate? And he told me, like, well, you just concentrate on the pitcher's head and you just try to hit the pitcher's head, and that's it. It was that easy.
Yeah. That's awesome. Toughest pitchers for you? Any that come to mind throughout your career?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Masusaka, I remember. Okay. He was kind of tough at the beginning when he was with the Red Sox. Yeah.
I heard when he pitches, it's kind of slower, the games. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, his breaking ball were nasty. Yeah. I remember that. But that was, I think, his first year with the Red Sox. After that, he was injured and things like that. And he was not the same.
All right. Favorite Major League ballparks? Any that come to mind?
I say Milwaukee. Milwaukee, yeah, Brewers. I love that ballpark.
I heard the facility there is just unbelievable. Is that's true?
Yeah, and I mean I like the grass, the dirt. The infield was great, and I had the chance to play there a couple times, and I mean I just love it.
Awesome. Final question for you, Alexi. Favorite opposing players you just simply enjoy watching? When I've asked players this before, I've gotten answers like David Ortiz, Miguel Cabrera, guys like that. So who are some of those guys you kind of just enjoyed watching from the other side?
Well, I was I play in the Central a lot, and I play in the East, and I used to watch Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter was fun to watch, and I never had the chance to play against Jose Reyes, but I saw him playing on the TV, and he's very fun to watch too.
Well, Alexi, thank you so much, and all the best to you with the Revolution this season. Hi, I'm Tyler Bronsky. I'm with Alexi Casilla. Oh my God! Oh my.